Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Hussaini Kids live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hussain and today we are talking about the overall importance of Karbala and the importance of the Shahadat of Imam Hussain and the meaning of the Shahadat of Imam Hussain. And today I'm joined by a few guests. Can you introduce yourselves?
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hussain.
Thank you for that introduction. Okay, so do you have like a few words to say about what what do you think of say it in a few words, because it's quite hard to say it in a few words about a little bit of the importance, why Karbala is actually important. What do you think, one of you?
Because it's
What do you think? How is it important? How did it shape Islam? Because we'll be learning that in today's show, how it actually shaped Islam, Karbala. Any of you can say it in a few words?
It
it's like
it sort of woke up society.
Yeah, like woke up the society of that time, because it was in harsh time, wasn't it? After the Prophet's death, it kind of went into a harsh time, don't you think? Yeah. Especially, who was the leader at that time? He appointed himself, because who was the leader before him? It was his father. Do you know his?
Muawiyah.
Yeah, Muawiyah. Yeah. And he actually put in Yazid as the next Khalifa. And what is a Khalifa supposed to be? What is?
A good man.
Yeah. And what does it represent?
It represents a great leader and
it represents the community and most of all, the city as well. And most of all, it represents what majority the religion is and what the religion is, and Islam. The Khalifa is supposed to represent Islam, don't you think?
Yeah.
A little representative of Islam. So it was supposed to a Khalifa is supposed to show the attributes of a proper Muslim. But do you think Yazid was showing these attributes?
No,
he wasn't, was he? Okay, so we learn a little bit more about that in today's show. Misbah, you've got the first thing, so can you start, Mr. After the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Shahadat, martyrdom, or giving one's life for the sake of the holy struggle of Islam. Shahadat also has a second meaning, testifying to the truth. For example, when we say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, we testify to the truth that there is no God but Allah. Shaheed, a martyr, or one who gives his or her life for the sake of the holy struggle of Islam. Jihad, struggle in the way of Islam. Islam, aside from being of the religion and way of life for all Muslims, the word Islam in Arabic means submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. Okay, so Misbah was saying a few things about the meaning of shahadat, and there's two meanings of shahadat, isn't there, Misbah? Like you said there. So the first meaning, what was the first meaning we're saying?
A martyr.
Yeah, a martyr. So what is a martyr?
When you sacrifice yourself for the sake of
Allah. Or God. So you sacrifice yourself for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second meaning of shahadat is, Mohsin, do you know the second meaning?
Like you're trying to do something good.
Not exactly. Shahadat, Misbah, do you know the second meaning?
Like testifying the...
Yeah, testifying. So shahadat is so like we say la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. It's a shahadat. It's you testify it. So you like testify. It means like it's kind of like what you believe. It's a testimony. It's what you think. Yeah, so that's the two meaning of shahada, and she talked about the meaning of Muslim as well, which means a person who submits in the way of Allah. didn't you, Misbah? Yeah. So she talked about a few meanings. So shahadat and being a Muslim. So thank you, Misbah. Misbah, have you got the second thing as well? So can we start, Misbah, with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
One of the titles of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is Sayyid ul Shahada, meaning the leader of all the Shahada. What makes a Muslim such a special concept in Islam, and why is Imam Hussain alayhi salam the leader of all the martyrs? Once a human being believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet, he becomes a Muslim. By definition, a Muslim is a person who submits to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means whatever Allah asks us to do, we obey Him. The basic commandments that He asks to follow are called the Furu'ad-Din. Two important branches of the Furu'ad-Din: Amr bil Maruf, inviting to good. This means as a Muslim, whenever you can, you should guide people and tell people about what is right and what is good. Nahi anil munkar, preventing evil. This means that as a Muslim, whenever you can, if you see something evil or bad, you should do whatever you can to stop that evil from happening and to make changes so that it won't happen again. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Misbah. Okay, so what was Misbah saying there? Can any of you tell us, like, sum it up a little bit? So what was Misbah saying? What was the meaning of she talking about? So what did she talk about? The first thing, Miss, what were you saying?
One of the titles of Imam Hussain.
Yeah. So what was one of the titles?
Leader of the Shahadat.
Yeah. What's the name of it? Sayyid al-Shuhada. Yeah. So Sayyid al-Shuhada is one of the titles, meaning the leaders of all the martyrs. Yeah. So this was a title given to him. And what was another thing that Misbah said over there? Yeah, in there. The second thing that she said. So what did she say? So she said about the the first thing that she was talking about is one of the titles of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, which was Shahidu Shuhada, meaning the leader of all the martyrs. And the second thing, what she was talking about, is a person who submits to Allah, meaning Muslim. So a person who submits to the will of Allah is a Muslim. So and person who submits to Allah and His Holy Prophet is a Muslim. And one of the lists that he's put down for us is Furu'ad-Din. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Usul-Din and Furu'ad-Din. So he's talking about. So he was saying that the Usul-Din was the basic one, and the Furu'ad-Din was a bit of the, after you got the basics, that then you do the other things. So what was the Usul-Din?
The Usul-Din is like the main roots.
Yeah, and what are the Furu'ad-Din?
The branches.
Yeah, the branches. So Miss was talking about the branches of the religion there. So there are two things in the Usul-Din which was mentioned, which Misbah mentioned. So what were the two things?
Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar.
Yeah. So she said two things from the Furu'ad-Din, which was Nahi anil Munkar and Amr bil Ma'ruf. She said those two things. And what does Amr bil Ma'ruf mean? Any of you know?
Doing good.
Inviting people to good. Yeah. And what does Nahi anil Munkar mean?
Preventing evil.
Yeah, preventing evil. So if you see someone across the street doing something bad, you go and tell them and prevent it. So she was talking about these two things, and how does that link? How do you think that links to Imam Hussain Shahadat? Why did Misbah mention that? Any of you know?
Because he was preventing evil when he was stopping Yazid from sort of like being the lead. Making everybody submit to him, saying that he was the leader.
Yes, so he was preventing evil by saying he's showing the people how a bad man Yazid was. And the second thing, Amr bin Maruf invited people to good. How did he invite people to good?
He was showing people that he was the right side.
Yeah, and people he was telling people to go with him, didn't he? So he was inviting people literally to go to the good side. So thank you, Misbah. And Mohsin, you've got the next thing, so we're going to start Mohsin off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
When Imam Hussein refused to accept Yazid as the leader of the Muslims, he was following the commands of Amr bin Maruf and Nahy lil Munkar. If he had accepted Yazid as the leader, the people of that time would have not have known that Yazid was an evil person and that things had to change. How evil was Yazid? One historian says that Yazid was a pleasure-seeking person. He was a man who kept animals for hunting. He had dogs and monkeys and panthers. He always used to help parties where people drank wine. How could Yazid become a leader when he didn't repent to Islam? Imam Hussein was a live model of Islam. How could he accept Yazid as the leader of Muslims to follow the tenets of Islam by guiding the people and telling them what's evil? He has to refuse bay'ah.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Mohsin. Okay, so Mohsin was talking about what we were just talking about before, like how Karbala actually, how Imam Hussein's actions is related to Nahy anil Munkar and Amr bin Maruf. So he was showing there. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam refused bay'ah. What does bay'ah mean? Any of you know?
When you submit.
Yeah, so like if there's a leader there, this is what Imam Hussein had to do. So he was told by Yazid to actually submit to him, so accept him as your leader. So Yazid was telling that to a few people. So other people he told him, submit me as the leader, and he told Imam Hussein. So the other people were submitting him, and Imam Hussein said no. So he refused this bay'ah. So he refused to actually give acceptance to Yazid to be a leader. So he was so how did this actually like be involved with Nahy anil Munkar and Amr bin Maruf?
Because by not submitting to him, he's taking a stand and showing everybody that he's trying to tell everybody don't submit to him, and he's trying to show people how bad he is. So that's preventing evil, and by doing good, he was making a stand.
Yeah. So he was doing these things, as Hussein said. So like we went back before, so the Khalifa of all the Muslims is supposed to represent Islam, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what was Moses saying there about historians saying about Yazid? So what was Yazid doing?
Yazid, he wanted pleasure. He wanted to like be worshipped like a god. But
He wanted to be like the center of attention.
Yeah, he wanted to be a center of attention. So what did he do?
He would hold parties where there would be wine and drinking, and also he would have animals, pets like monkeys, panthers, dogs, stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was all doing this, and he had parties where he had wine. And what is it about wine in Islam? So
it's because
it's haram.
yeah, it's haram, and that the Khalifa is supposed to be representing Islam, aren't they? And there he goes to parties drinking wine, which is haram in Islam, isn't it?
Yeah.
So thank you, Mohsin. Hussein, you've got the next thing, so could you start Hussein off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
We also need to remember to tell people if they are doing wrong and guide them to the right path whenever we can. Sometimes holding up to the commands of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar will not be easy. In fact, it will be a struggle. This struggle is called jihad. People will not be happy with us and we might get hurt. In the most extreme cases, this struggle will mean that we have to give up our lives in the way of Islam, and that this is what is called shahadat, or being a shaheed, a martyr. This is what Imam Hussain alayhi salam had to do because his struggle was extremely great and because many of his own family members and close companions became a shaheed with him. He is called the leader of the martyrs. Martyrs are given the highest respect in Islam. The Quran says, "Do not think of those who were killed in the way of Allah so that as dead, that they are alive and they get their sustenance from their Lord." Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajir fajr. Thank you, Zaid. Okay, so what Hussein was talking about there, a few things. So he was talking about shahad and the shahadat and how martyrs have a big place in Allah's eyes, and also he mentioned a Quranic verse which was there and talking about how martyrs are given a high respect in Islam. So what was a few things that Hussein said in there?
That because of Hussein being a martyr, other family members of his became with him.
Yeah, that was one thing he said. Okay, so what was one of the so he mentioned another part of the Fuadeen. So what did you mention?
Jihad.
Yeah, jihad. And what does jihad mean?
It means a struggle. So you do something and you struggle to do it.
Yes, some people think that jihad means fighting, don't they? But it doesn't actually mean fighting. It means to struggle. So so tell me one example of jihad.
Like getting up for school.
Yeah, getting up for school. That's actually one a struggle. Jihad, that is actually one jihad. Getting up for school, getting up for education is a struggle, so you're doing jihad. Mohsin, do you want to say one?
Trying to do something like if you're trying to do something like, for example, pick up this table.
Yeah.
You need to struggle before you can.
That's a little basic meaning of jihad, that you're struggling to do something. Okay, Hussein, you've got the next thing, so could start saying off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
There are many examples from the life of Imam Hussain alayhi salam that tells us he himself knew that he would be killed. In fact, his father Imam Ali alayhi salam, his grandfather, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and all the prophets before him up to Nabi Adam alayhi salam knew that he would be killed. Why then did he go to Karbala? The reason is that sometimes death is more important than life, as in the case when one is performing Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar. There was no other way to wake up people in society than for Imam Hussain alayhi salam to become a martyr. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you. Okay, so Hussein was just saying there an overall summary of the meaning of the shahadat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Okay, so he took all those things, Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahi anil Munkar, jihad, and spoke about this. So he was showing these attributes. So Amr bil Ma'ruf, invited people to go, telling people to help him go against Yazid, preventing evil, not accepting Yazid, jihad, his struggle to fight for Islam, to fight in the way of Allah, his struggle to do this with his family. That was his struggle, and so he was, and then he told a summary about it. So why did he actually have to do this? So that was one of the questions Hussein actually said, and he answered it. So why did he do this? He did it I was saying this from Hussein's word, that he did it because the society that he lived in at that time, what was the society like?
They like
It was bad that
It wasn't awake to
yeah,
Yazid,
they never
was
like
it?
fully understood. They would just
They're like
Do you-
hypnotized.
Yeah, they would go with it, wouldn't they? It's like they were following it without
questioning it,
Yeah, without
without
questioning
understanding it,
without
and
understanding it. And Imam Hussain had to stand up. Why did he have to stand up?
because he would not just accept what's happening. He's not just gonna like do what everybody else is doing, is just ignore what's happening and just forget all about it. He knows what the right thing is and he knows what the wrong thing is. So he's trying to show everybody that what everybody's doing is the wrong thing, and what he's trying to do and what he's trying to say is the right thing.
Yes, that is exactly right. And what do we normally do at the end of a show?
quiz.
Yes, a quiz. So Mohsin already knows the question that I'm gonna ask. So we'll out of 100%, how do you think you're gonna?
100%.
100% from Mohsin,
100.
100 from Misbah,
99.
99% from Hussein. Okay, so these are filling a blanks question. Then I've got short answer questions where you can't say only one word. You got to say a full sentence. So you lot know the rules. Okay, so number one, Imam Hussain alayhi salam was following the Fuadeen. He was holding up the commandments of blank and blank. Mohsin,
Ahnil nil.
you got to say it properly.
Nahi
Yeah.
ahnil mulk.
Yeah, Nahi anil munkar. And another one.
Amr bin Maruf.
Yes, that's right. So I'll give you that point. You'll get 2 points for that because you had to say two things. Okay, Imam Hussain alayhi salam refusal to do bay'ah is actually a public example of a refusal to do something wrong. I haven't finished the question yet. It can be classed as through a deen commandment of. We're saying you actually put your hand up before I finish.
No.
So I'm going to give that to Misbah. So I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3. Okay, so he was showing his refusal to do bay'ah. So what does nahi anil munkar mean?
Preventing evil.
Yes, so his refusal to do bay'ah is one of the commandments, meaning preventing evil. So that's right. So you have 1 point. Imam Hussain alayhi salam was also guiding the people to the right path by refusing to do bay'ah. This shows that he is not only preaching the commandment of blank but also following it. Hussain?
Can you read the question again?
Imam Hussain alayhi salam was also guiding the people to the right path by refusing to do bay'ah. This shows that how he is not only preaching the commandment of blank but also following it.
Amr bin Maruf.
Yeah, Amr bin Maruf. So number 4, Imam Hussain alayhi salam refusal to do bay'ah led to his blank, but he accepted death because Mohsin, you have to put your hand down because I haven't finished the question. Because he was standing up for what was right. Hussein?
Amr bin Maruf.
No, that's not
nahi
right.
anil-
No, that's not right. I'll give it to Misbah.
Can you trust me then?
I'll read it. Okay, I'll read it. Imam Hussain alayhi salam refusal to do bay'ah led to his blank, but he accepted death because he was standing up for what was right.
Shahada.
Yes, his shahadat. Yes, that's right. Okay, number 5. Imam Hussain alayhi salam is called blank because he is known as the leader of all martyrs. Hussein?
Sayyid al-Shahada, Shaheed.
You got to say it properly to get the point. Come on, think back. I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5.
Sayyid al-Shahad.
No, it's a little bit right. Okay, I'll give it to Mohsin.
Sayyid Shahada.
No, you got to say it exactly right. Go on, Miss.
Sayyid al-Shahada.
Yeah, Miss forgot the
What did you call
pronunciation.
it?
Sayyid al-Shuhada. So, hope you guys are keeping your points. Are you keeping your points?
Yeah.
2, 1.
So, Miss, how much points you got? 3. You got 3. Mohsin,
I
how
got
much?
2.
You got no. Now you got 3 because you had 2 points.
Oh,
Yeah. Now you got 3. And saying how much points have you got?
1.
Hussain's got 1 point. Okay, so that was the end of that round. So now we're on the short answer questions round, where you all can say one sentence, not a word. Okay, number 1. What is the meaning of Shahadat, Hussain?
A martyr, so you give yourself, you sacrifice yourself for the sake of Allah.
Yes, that is right. Okay, number 2. Why was Imam Hussain alayhi salam ready to die for Islam, Hussain?
Because he had to, he's showing, he's waking, death is more important than life, and he got to wake up the people in the society to like show. He's gonna.
Come on.
Right. Death is more important than life, and he's waking up the society by showing that.
Come on.
He's showing.
5, 4, 3.
No, right. He's showing. Yeah. He's showing.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'll give it to Mohsin.
He needed to wake up the society. Otherwise, if he didn't, everybody will still be the same, and we wouldn't have Muslims today.
Not exactly. It's nearly there. Okay, you said I'll hear it, but then I'll go to Misbah.
Right. So he's showing that. That sometimes
that
sometimes death is more important than life, and he's waking up the society because if he never woke him up, then they would accept Yazid as the leader, and then Islam wouldn't be how it is today. Like everybody
yes,
would be drinking.
I'll give you that point. Okay, so death in that circumstance, death was more better than life in that situation. In that situation, death was more better than life to wake up the society that he lived in today. Okay. Number 3. How do you think Imam Hussain alayhi salam shahadat gave life to Islam? Mohsin?
It gave life to Islam because like if it didn't, then it'll still be like what Yazid did today.
If they can't give a better answer, I'll give it to you. Okay, Hussain. What do you think?
Can you read it again?
How do you think Imam Hussain alayhi salam shahada gave life to Islam?
It gave life to Islam because again it woke up the society to, and it's showing people that Yazid, you can't just Yazid wasn't the right role model. He was drinking, and he was basically doing all the haram stuff that it says. So by waking up the society, people can actually see who he really was, and he wasn't actually following the rules of Islam.
Yes, that is totally right. So I'll give that point to you. Okay. So last question. Number 4. What kind of jihad can you do in daily life? Okay, Hussain, I'll give it to one of you, so each of you will have a point for this one, so I'll give it to each one of you. So
one struggle is that when you go to the mosque, when you pray, like you Fajr namaz, when you wake up in the morning really early and you do your namaz, that's a struggle that you have to wake up.
Yes, that's one struggle. Mohsin, do you know one?
A struggle like when you want to like when a struggle like if you need to do something like for example if you got really hard work,
yeah,
you struggle to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll give you a point for that. Okay, Misbah, what example of jihad can you give?
Like waking up for your education so that you won't that you won't miss it. And that.
Yeah. I'll give you that point. Okay, so, and at the end of that round, can you tell me how many points you got?
I've got 5. She's got 4. You've got 4.
No, I got 5.
Okay,
No, he's got
so okay, I will say you got 5. Okay, so at the end of that round, Hussein and Mohsin is in joint first place with Misbah sadly in second place. But don't worry, because you're all winners, and I hope people at home as well answers most of these questions in today's show and actually got the right answer. But don't worry if you didn't. So you can learn a lot more about this topic, about the actual meaning of Imam Hussein's life. So to wrap it up, the meaning of Imam Hussein's life was to wake up the society that he lived in at the time, because the Khalifa is supposed to be a representative of Islam and supposed to show to the other peoples of the world what Islam is supposed to be. But Yazid didn't fulfill this, and he was doing other stuff which was actually forbidden in Islam. So so if Imam Hussein didn't stand, Yazid would still be accepted into that society that he had in that day and age. So thank you for joining us on today's show. So I hope you learned a lot on today's show. Hope you lot as well at home learned a lot from today's show. Last of all, can we have salawat in honor of our holy Prophet alayhi salam? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjum. And second, in honor of our holy first Imam Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjum. And third, in honor of our holy third Imam whose shahadat has happened recently. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjum. And fourth, with the loudest voices, in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri was the man. Okay, thank you for joining us on today's show. Thank you viewers at home for watching today's show. We'll see you next time, same place, same time on Hidayat TV. But until then, good Hafiz.